You know what's funny? At an age when we're not even legally adults, we are being forced to choose what we're going to study at university and later on, by extension, what we're going to do in life. Lucky for you, today I'm going to discuss some ways of deciding what degree to study in the future. So let's get started. As always, timestamps in the description below if you want to jump ahead or behind in the video. So the first step in deciding what you want to do in college or later on in life is realizing that passion is really a myth. Because there is no job in the world where you'll wake up and you'll be like, damn, I really love my job, I love everything associated with it, I was born for it and I am ready to start the day. Because more often than not, or at least 50% of the time, it's just the regular things that you have to do. It's about waking up early, it's about going to work, and it's about sitting down at a desk or doing the same repetitive things that you've been doing for a long time. Another reason why you shouldn't overly rely on passion when making a decision is because your passion, your interest can change widely from now to just 2 years later on. Personally, I started meditating just over a year ago. Yet, over that 1 year, I've been meditating so much, I sometimes think I'm just a Buddhist monk. So, you can really see how people change, how you change in a very short period of time. The next step is realizing the future of work, and that is nothing is sacrosanct anymore, nothing is guaranteed. There are no safe jobs, there are no respectable jobs that are left. By some estimates, 80% of the jobs that we will be doing in the future haven't even been invented yet. And that is the world that we as students of today are going to inherit. So really, when it comes to making that decision, let go of the things that people might tell you. You might feel pressurized into becoming a data scientist or maybe a computer scientist or something to do with robotics or artificial intelligence. But at the same time, you may completely hate that, which is good news because in the future there might be too many of these kinds of people, or these kinds of people may already be obsolete. Now, another piece of advice I wish I had been given myself is that in this new world of work, you need to have at least one of a couple of things for any job that you want to do. And that is either you've got to have aptitude, meaning you're naturally talented for it, or you've got the traits to become a great doctor or a lawyer or whatever you want to become. Or you should be able to work hard enough in order to eventually end up successful, even if you don't have the aptitude, the innate talent within you to succeed in that job just by doing nothing. And thirdly, you should at least have some motivation for doing it. Meaning, either you find the work fulfilling, or perhaps, I don't know, you feel that doing that work gives you some benefit, not just monetary benefit, but you feel that the work you're doing actually means something to you and perhaps to other people around you. Now, this tip is about experience, or at least gaining some surrogate experience. How do you get experience without actually going through it? The answer is you ask people who have already done it. And yes, the advice you may get may be slightly outdated at times, but in fact, it's the best you can get without going through the entire process yourself. So I suggest talking to a whole bunch of people. And remember the 10th man principle when you're talking to people, which is if 9 out of 10 people agree, the 10th person you meet should always vigorously disagree with everything that the first 9 people said. This is just so that you have a different perspective on things and you aren't stuck with believing something is great just because 9 people have told you. Because it could always turn out to be completely wrong. And you need to have that 10th man perspective in order to understand that. Another thing that's great for choosing what you're going to study later on is actually attending a few of the sample lectures of that subject which you want to do. So for me, I was really interested in studying law. So I actually went for a whole bunch of sample lectures from a variety of universities to just find out what the subject is actually like. The ideal situation is when you can go to a real lecture, not just a mock lecture or a sample lecture, because obviously they're going to send their best lecturers right over there in order to impress you. Instead, go, if possible, and sit with the undergraduate students. Perhaps there's a massive lecture hall where they allow everyone to come and sit. In that case, you can go and sit right at the back to really understand how the teachers teach over there. With better education levels and access to education now than at any other point in human history, the job market is becoming more and more competitive. But one truth always remains: whether you're studying law, dentistry, carpentry, whatever it is, there is always more room right at the top. Or you excel at whatever you want to do, you will always have a job in that field.